Hello everybody and welcome to another Bedroom Guru with me, Nicky Alan. This time I'm actually in bed, so it's quite fitting for the Bedroom Guru, isn't it? I decided to do this video today, quite impromptu actually, because I've had about 6-7 messages this morning and emails about everything going wrong in people's lives, or they're feeling crap, or they're having emotional difficulties, or people are in hospital, people are like falling ill. Things have gone wrong, computers are broken down, and I thought I'm going to say something about this because I've literally been dealing with a trapped nerve in my neck. Thank God it released yesterday, but I'm still really sore, and I'm really tired with it because you're just dealing with pain again. Also, when you are diagnosed with ME and fibromyalgia, the doctors give you something called Cymbalta or duloxetine, and at the time, if it was a bit of Rappo, you would take it if you think it helped, right? So they give you it and they don't tell you about the withdrawal symptoms when you want to come off it. So I've worked towards getting off everything, getting toxins and chemicals out of my body, and I have to say, getting off duloxetine is horrific. No wonder the company are being sued left, right and centre in America. Because I dropped down from 60 milligrams to 30 milligrams last week. And this is supposed to be, they give it to you for nerve pain basically, and it's an antidepressant. But it's supposed to work for nerve pain. It never really did anything for me. I've tried to get off it a couple of times and it's just horrific. The symptoms and the withdrawal symptoms are horrific. And so I've been left with lethargy, mood swings, feeling really crap, bit depressed, nausea, upset tummy, brain zaps. It's absolutely crap. And I like giving videos where it's all positive, but then I've got to be transparent. So I do videos when I'm feeling a bit shit, like today. And so, one, be very careful if you've got ME or fibromyalgia and they want to give you an antidepressant for your nerve pain, because getting off it is a bitch. But I spoke to the doctor. She goes, "Oh, are you suicidal?" I went, "No." And so she said, "Oh, well, if you do become suicidal, because that's another side effect, you have to phone immediately." I'm like, Jesus Christ, what sort of stuff are they giving us, these doctors? So it's been really, really difficult, and it's been 3 months already of just trying to taper off it. It's really tough. So I was sitting here and I've had all these messages from people where really things are going all wrong and everything's haywire. And then I realised, obviously, also we're in the Mercury retrograde. Okay, so everything's against us. Now, for people that don't understand zodiac stuff, look, I'm no expert on this, right? However, someone introduced me to the phenomenon of Mercury retrograde about a year ago, and I thought it was a load of old pants, as I always do. But then when things started going wrong, or things were frustrating, or things weren't like, going at a nice healthy place, I'm like, what the hell? And when I've looked back at my soul journals, I've seen that most of the things that have taken place have been in a Mercury retrograde, and I'm like, that's interesting. So I don't just spout this stuff because I've read about it and want to tell you about it. I've experienced it. And then we're in a Mercury retrograde at the moment. Mercury retrograde basically means is when Mercury is orbiting furthest distance away from the sun. It happens 4 times a year for about 3.5 weeks, and it slows down. And so because Earth is continually doing its normal speed, it looks like Mercury is going backwards, like you would if you were going past a car, if you know what I mean. And it looks like it's going backwards if you go past it quicker. And so I think philosophers from many moons ago, see what I did there, put the old moon in there, they assumed it was going backwards, but it's not, it's just slowing down. And so then it rushes back up again and starts again. Luckily, thank Christ, this one ends the 20th of November. Now, what's interesting is I am interested in zodiac stuff because, as I say, I've experienced how the energy, influence us, a bit like a full moon. Do you know, like when the full moon pops in and everybody says, "Oh, everybody's going mad because it's a full moon"? It's pretty much like that. And bearing in mind the moons depict the tides and everything, I think there's a certain energy to all of this, to be honest with you. So just see what you think about all this. However, Mercury retrograde, when it's going backwards, it seems to send everything into haywire, right? It just literally is a nightmare. It's fallen in Scorpio, which is a water sign. So we're talking about emotions, right? So emotions are going to be down, emotions are going to be heightened, perhaps negatively. You may be explaining yourself, you may take what other people say wrongly, you might get upset about it, communications through emails might be misread. Also, people have reported, and I've had this as well, in fact I had someone talk to me this morning about their computer not working, and they've had to go into work to deal with it because it's just stopped working, and it's like they're quite sceptical, so it's not worth saying it to them. However, it's part of it. Electrical things get affected, your iPhones get affected, your computers start running slower, or they need defragmenting or whatever. Everything to do with communication through Mercury kind of slows down, and it creates a lot of problems. Also, I've also found that you don't make major decisions in relationships, in plans, in work during the retrograde, because they can literally go back on themselves. They can just totally go back on themselves and muck everything up. So you have to be very flexible during this time. People can say things and then they'll end up changing their point of view after the retrograde ends. So I never think about doing anything big purchases. They can go wrong. Perhaps signing contracts. Some of us haven't got a choice, obviously, within that period of time for the retrograde. However, signing contracts can go wrong, or buying houses. Perhaps you'll find an unpleasant surprise after you've moved in. Whatever it is, there's just everything seems to turn up on its arse during the retrograde. And so this morning I was thinking, Christ, I've still got this pain left over from the nerve tract. I'm going through this withdrawal symptom. Everybody sent me these messages about how shit everything's going, and I thought, how can I share this just to let you know how I cope with it. It's bloody difficult. The number one thing is that I've just sent a message to someone actually who's in crisis at the moment with mental health, and as I say, the retrograde doesn't help. It's certainly part of it, I do know that. The retrograde also kind of brings up stuff from the past. You could end up, there are good things to it, which I'll say about in a minute, but it brings up things from the past. You might re-meet with people, or you might even end a feud with someone that's come up from the past. Everything seems to stop and then come back and throw itself at you. That's the way it kind of works. And so it can work in the positive. Also, when things are up in the air like this with the retrograde, you sometimes can revisit issues. It's like the RE is such a big letter, or two big letters, like revisit, reevaluate, realign. It's all about kind of having a little look at everything going on around you and seeing if there's anything you need to change or look at and work on. Do you know what I mean? It's an excellent time for clearing clutter out, getting rid of stuff, going through your wardrobes, getting rid of clothes you don't wear and getting rid of old shoes you don't wear. It's all about realigning, revisiting stuff that perhaps you haven't dealt with, and recreating. That's kind of what I try and do. I've got a huge pile for charity shops, so it's all about that. So when as I say, I had this person say with mental health crisis, someone else has passed in hospital, someone else has been taken ill, someone else's computer's gone wrong, and it's just like everything seems to go wrong, and it's, well, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with it? And someone actually said to me just a minute ago, because I said, look, you've got to hang on in there, you've got to trust and have faith. And they said, yeah, but how long have I got to wait? Okay, so moving on from the retrograde period, we're talking about you going through difficult times or things just never seeming to improve, and you just had enough. Don't get me wrong, I've been there, babes, I'm telling you. But I've learned, and it's a bloody hard lesson, that the number one word that you need during any bad time of your life, even if it's going on for months, is patience. The times that I have shouted and screamed and cried up to them up there saying, what the hell's this about? Why is this happening? Why have I got to go through it? And all I get is patience. Be very patient. And it's really hard, isn't it? Because you're going through it every day, every minute, every hour, and you just want it to end. But if there's nothing you can do about speeding the process of whatever situation you're in, then all you're doing is creating stress for yourself. So you've got to sit back, and it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Have faith in a higher power that it's going to sort itself out. Okay? Sometimes we need to, do something, say something to try and push whatever the problem is on. However, I think the best thing to do is think about what you're going to say, think about your actions, and think about how they're going to end up. Look at the end game of everything that you do. As I say, I'm being very generic with the problems, but sometimes we need to just sit back and watch and let something unfold. And that's one of the hardest things to do, because you sit with gritted teeth, don't you? And you just think, God, I want this over, I want this over. But you've just got to trust the process. The times that I've done this and shouted and screamed at them, and then it has worked out because I've been impatient and I've gone, okay, sorry, yeah, okay, I can see why that happened now. And normally delays in your life, delays and frustrations in everyday life always come about, and they really piss us off, don't they? And we really feel like, when we're going to get to the end. And then when we actually do get to the end, we look back and go, wow, if that hadn't have happened, this wouldn't have happened. There's normally always a blessing or a reason for delay. And that's what you've got to get your head around. You've got to get your head around, there's a reason for this, there's divine timing, and I've got to have faith. It's really hard. If you're a skeptic, or you're someone that hasn't got a great faith or belief system in a higher power, it's really difficult for you. And believe me, I've been there. But now I have got that faith, but it doesn't stop my human emotions getting the ump. Do you know what I mean? There's you know, a couple of things in my life at the moment, I'm like, for Christ's sake, just, what am I doing here? What is this? And then I look at the end game and I think, yeah, I've got to hang on in there because I want that end game. And so you have to focus on where you want to be, you know, what the end result is, and not the in-between time of waiting for it all to pan out. And it's really difficult. So I sat here, you know, and automatically I do it. And I know I keep saying this, but some people might not see that old video. Right, so I'm sitting here, still in pain, knackered, mood swings with this stupid withdrawal symptom. Because otherwise, you know, I woke up yesterday, I felt amazing, really good mood the whole time. Woke up this morning and I felt teary and emotional and crap. Partly retrograde, I think, but also partly because I'm trying to get off this disgusting chemical that doctors give us, right? So it's not great. So basically what happens is that I sit here and think, right, have a cup of tea first, just settle yourself down, and then what you're going to do today that's going to make you feel better. So I was thinking about going up the moors because apparently there's snow up there. And then I thought, no, I just haven't got the energy to do it. I'm too tired to do that. So I thought, right, I'm going to do something positive. I've got a lovely email reading to do, so that's going to be nice. And I've literally done an intuitive. What I've got is over here, I'm not going to stretch around because my neck is killing me, but I've got a box of essential oils, right? And so what I do is I just close my eyes, open them, and then my instinct tells me what ones to pull. So today, at the moment, I've got burning marjoram. I've got no idea what they do. All I know is that I've bought them knowing what they're good for, and then I throw them all in a box, and then I pick them out. My intuition picks them out. Grapefruit, marjoram, and mandarin, I think. I don't know if they're uplifting smells or whatever they are. I might Google it just to see actually, but I've got those burning. In my heart chakra at the moment, I've got a huge rose quartz, just for self-love and to try and, like, upside down, I should do it that way. Right, so that's in my heart chakra at the moment, pumping away, doing its thing for self-love, filtering negative thoughts and emotions. So I've got that in there. Okay, I've also put on rose oil, a sacred oil, which is for self-love as well and to make you feel better. Okay, I've got candles lit around me that are flowing through rose quartz tea lights and selenite. I've also sat and spoke to the angels. One, I've sent a thought to the people that need it, that have asked me for, you know, prayers today. So that made me feel good that I was connecting in. All I do, right, it's not a major rocket science thing. I just sit, right, and I imagine me standing on, I don't know, it's like a really spacey place surrounded by stars, right? And I imagine my chakra points opening up, and then I basically see them create this massive rainbow, fire up to a green element, and then I almost picture Raphael. Now, obviously, he's going to come in different form to people. And I see Raphael, right? And I say to him, Raphael, please bring healing to, and obviously the people that have sent me emails today, bring healing to the people that they're worried about, bring healing to them and to me because I'm not feeling great. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you being a bit self-indulgent here with the angel realms. And it's, as I say, it's no great major ceremony. I just basically imagine this green light that Raphael works on and ask him for healing for myself. Later on, I'll be turning on, and they're brilliant. YouTube's excellent for it. I'll find a meditation for self-love, for positivity, and then I'll just lay back, chuck the earphones in, and I'll have a meditation and do that. And also, I tell you what is brilliant, and I'm going to do some cards for us in a minute to see if there's any answers to anything. But I also watch I know that I do tarot card readings and things, but I watch other people, and there's some really good ones out there. My favourite at the moment is Ali's Tarot, and because she's spot on every time she does me a reading. It is so spot on. I say she does me a reading, she don't. It's obviously for all Virgos, but you know, perhaps give that a go. Have a look, because any synchronicity or sign that we have helps us, doesn't it? It's like on Facebook, I put about that raven or crow, whatever it is, that followed me. It hopped along the beach, and it was really weird, and it kept stopping and looking at me, and it followed me right the way along Goodwinton Beach. And then it said about magic and manifestation and being in your mindset to create what you want, and you know, being intuitive and clear thinking. And so that's kind of like a nice sign for me, because at the end, I'm just looking at one now actually on top of a rugby post, a raven that is, or crow. And I thought, yeah, that's right, I need to get within myself and try and change my mindset to positivity. Okay, it is really difficult if you're depressed or the stuff is just happening that's really stressing you out. It's so difficult to stay positive, but you've got to try. Now, if you don't try, then you just stay miserable. At least you're trying to make efforts to make yourself feel better, and so that's the way to do it. I'm totally mindful that these tablets are mucking up my emotions in my head at the moment. And so I've got to just honour the process, be patient and wait for it to end, you know. And this is like any situation, any given situation you're in, you have to be patient, you have to trust and know that it's going to come to an end, okay? It's how we cope with it during the storm that is the trick. You know, if we start going downhill and feeling even worse, then we're not helping ourselves. We've got to try and do as much positivity as we can. So then I'm thinking about what I'm going to fill my day with, and I'm trying to think of things that I would like to do, that will make me feel good about myself, okay? And this is what you need to do. Just even if it's a little walk with a dog, you know, or going to your favourite place, going to your favourite coffee place, whatever it is, just do little things that you like to do, jigsaw puzzle, anything that gets your mind clear away from your worries or what's going on. Find that positive little thing to do for the day. If you're too busy and you've got to run around for the kids or whatever you're doing, that's fine, but just be mindful that 5 minutes, you know, is nothing. 5 minutes, you can go to the loo, lock the door, and then just sit there and just have a little think. Just take a few breaths. I can do this, I'm going to be positive. Perhaps imagine the green light or even pink ray of Archangel Chamuel coming in. She's like for self-love, positivity, manifesting nice things. And, you know, just try and do it that way. At the end of the day, these aren't magical cures for anybody, but they help me get through it. Does that make sense? They help me. I trust in this higher power, and it's going to carry me through. It's going to hold my hand during the difficult, frustrating times. You know, it's like I've had hardly any sleep because of my neck, and I'm really tired. And I think, do you know what? Does it really matter if I do have a sleep during the day? I did it for 5 bloody years, so what's the difference? You know, or I could think, for God's sake, I'm going to waste another day laying in bed. You know, you can choose how to have your day. You can walk through the desert, or you can sit in an oasis. It's up to you. It's your choice how you want to do your day. If you are feeling really shitty and ratty, then perhaps it is best that you just stay home alone, or get yourself out there, because you'll end up saying things to people you regret, because you just get snappy and snipey. Again, retrograde influence going on there. But again, you know, sometimes we just need our own me time. That's what we need to do. While we're doing this, let's have a see what the cards say. I hope this is like the message is getting across about this, because, you know, the other thing is, one of the things I like doing is sharing my knowledge or having a chat on here, because, you know, I get so many beautiful emails from people saying, I love watching your videos, I can listen to you all day. Must be bleeding mad. You're going to be sitting there listening to me moaning today. But you know what? Again, this is something I wanted to do because it gives me pleasure to know that perhaps someone's sitting at home thinking, oh my God, I feel like that. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of those bits. We know, is it going to hurt? Give it a go. Put your favourite music on. Put your favourite film on if you've got the ironing to do. Just do tiny little things that are going to make you smile. That's the way to do it. Music's so important. You know, if I'm feeling crap as well. Like yesterday, I felt really good, so I had Wham on. Listening to all the old Wham stuff. It was really cool. And so, you know, it's just tiny little things, thank you, tiny little things that will help us. I've also treated myself to a new set of cards. These are bloody lush. Doreen Virtue again, and they're fairy tarot cards. And so they're a bit like my angel tarot cards, but they're fairy elemental, which I thought was quite apt for today, because obviously we're talking about the elements, and we're talking about planets and retrogrades and God knows what. And these actually have got backdrops of places in Glastonbury. So the Tower is like Glastonbury Tour. They are so beautiful, these cards. I'm so in love with them. I can't wait to use them on a card reading. But again, you know, I could do a card reading today, but I thought perhaps that might, you know, drain my energy. I'm not going to do that. So again, it's all about self-love. What you choose to do. Thank you. It's what you choose to do. It's what you choose to do. But I would just step back for a little while, wait for the 20th to pass, the retrograde to end, and wait for the retrograde to end, and then start moving forward again after the 20th of November, okay? And then perhaps your mind, your emotions will feel a lot stronger, you'll feel a lot better, you'll feel a lot more focused, and things will start smoothing out again. As I say, you might think that the zodiac part of the energy is all a load of old pants, but then, as I always say, the moon pulls the tide, the sun orbits the planet, or we orbit the moon, I don't know, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. And so there's got to be something in it about energy. I do believe that, and everybody talks about the full moon energy, don't they? I don't know about you, I feel different with the full moon. So let's have a look and see what we've got. See what I mean? Look at this. How beautiful is this? And in the background, can you see that there's Glastonbury Tour? Aren't they absolutely beautiful cards? I'm so in love with these cards. Right, okay, so let's see what this is my reading as well as yours, right? You can do anything, take charge of your life, you can manifest what you need to be a success. See, this is what I'm saying. This is all about manifesting what you want in life and manifesting how you want to feel every day on a daily basis, okay? So it's saying you can change your life, you can change your emotional state, you can do everything you possibly can if you wish to. If you want to sit back, curl up and not do anything, then fair enough. But you can manifest things. This is also going into cosmic ordering. So for instance, you know, I've already done it a couple of days ago, because when I was bored, oh, my neck. So I did where I want to be in a year's time, what I want to strive towards, what I want to do, what I want to achieve. One of them obviously is my book sales. That's one of the biggest ones. I'd like a new car because mine's getting really old and a bit crotchety now. You know, so just there's the material needs, but emotionally I just want to be happy. I want to be balanced. I want to maintain that. I want to maintain my positivity. I want to maintain my personal strength and boundaries. So these are all things that, you know, get a little soul journal, spend 10 minutes writing stuff down, because again, it's very cathartic for you. 10 of Winter, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulder at the end of an addiction or codependency. Again, the resolution of difficulties, right? So a weight lifted off. Look at that beautiful card. I've got a feeling, I'm trying to work out track between the intellectual. So I think I've got a feeling that Winter is swords, because they still relate to tarot, okay? So, see, I'm learning something new as well. So this is good, isn't it? So, right, so let's have a look. Hang on a minute. Spring. So for the 5, for everything that happens, remove yourself from... Right, so that feels like... Summer is cups. Spring, that's wands. So I assume is autumn pentacles. Yes. Yeah, it's swords. Look at me. I must be a psychic guru or something. So it is about wands. So resolution of difficulties, weight lifted from your shoulders. So the 10 of swords is all those that is the swords, isn't it? Yeah. So the 10 of swords is like all those swords like bashing in from you, but it says that you're resolving it, you're looking in with yourself and you're getting strong and you're resolving the issues. So basically this is saying, yeah, it's shit at the moment, but do you know what? It's all going to resolve itself. Have faith. That's how I read into that card. So that's what I do for myself now. Get some cards for yourself, because this is how I cheer myself up. The 9 of Spring, protect the fruits of your labours. Prepare for possible changes that lie ahead. Right, so again, so this the 9 of Spring, which I see as the 9 of Cups, right, is basically, the 9 of Wands, it's basically gathering everything up and getting yourself ready to move forward. So it's taking a stock you know, it's like doing a stock take of everything that's going on at the moment. How can you resolve things that you've got to put up with, things that you can get rid of, things that you move towards and plan. So it's all about planning stuff. I love my lists. I love my soul journal. I love putting in there, writing out my feelings, emotions, but I also like putting in, well, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to feel that anymore. I don't want that person in my life anymore. I do want that. I do want to work towards that to give me the strength to do it. Does that make sense? So this is basically preparing for possible changes. So perhaps there is something that you want to change or need to change. So do it, darlings, do it. Unity, do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional, oh my God, spiritually minded community. So this is all about having a look at actions, words, situations, and only doing the right thing for you and for the greater good, not out of ego. Okay, so don't make any impulsive decisions. Don't say anything impulsive to people that are getting on your nerves. Just chill out and let it be. Okay, perhaps even think about meditation, getting your mindset. You might even get messages through your meditation. Perhaps popping along to a spiritualist centre to get yourself with like-minded people, okay, that can perhaps calm you down from all of the wares and wayfarers of this world when it goes all a bit peaked on. So that to me is backing up the fact that I'm going to be doing my meditation later and getting out of the human life and just going off to somewhere else, because I can't be doing it at the moment because it's getting on my nerves. Two of Winter, Two of Swords. So this is indecision is holding you back. Yeah, they are swords, definitely. Okay. So you're feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. And this is basically saying about make a choice that pleases you and don't worry about others. So this again, it's not, when empaths always think that when they're doing things for themselves, and spiritual people think when they're doing things for themselves, they always think it's because, and they feel like it's selfish, and it's not selfish at all. So basically make decisions for yourself. If there's any indecisions, write pros and cons out in a list in black and white and see which one, you know, is the best option. At the moment, indecision's going to happen till the 20th anyway. You're not going to have a clear mind. You're not going to know which way to go. So just write the list out and then perhaps revisit it after the 20th, okay? Which is exactly what I'm going to do now. Does this make sense? So now, after this, I'm then going to write in my soul journal about everything that's pissing me off, everything that's good in my life, working towards a good in the life, and working towards how I'm going to deal with the pissing off. Can I change it? Is it changeable? Most of it is this stupid withdrawal and this stupid neck. So really I can't change it, so I've got to honour it, keep putting ice on it, keep putting heat on it, keep putting nutmeg spray on it and getting on with it. Perhaps watch a movie, do you know what I mean? You've got to work with it. Three of Winter, so it's, again, we're very much swords. We've got to start making decisions, we've got to start making strength, we've got to allow our intellect to grab hold of us and get a bit of power here. So reach out for others to comfort, love, you'll go stronger. So sadness that will heal with time. So again, a lot of you may be going through, and this answers my question because I was talking, look at these cards, aren't they magnificent? I was talking to two people. One has got someone that's critically ill, the other one is literally passing away. And I've had messages from those this morning. And so it's, and there's another one that's had to be called into hospital as well for a dad, which I send love for. And so, yeah, there is going to be sadness, and it's even worse when it's around Christmas time, isn't it? Because we've got, look, the old version of Father Christmas there. But basically, the bear is someone that's strong, that comforts us. His totem is someone that helps us make change, move on from grief. So basically, if there's anybody that is in sadness, in mental health, you know, crisis, reach out, whether it's to a counsellor, to a doctor, to a trusted friend, to a loved one in the family. Honour your grieving. Amethyst is a great stone for that as well. And this is basically saying it's going to be okay, but honour it, you know, look after yourself and go through this time at the moment. Because it says here, reach out to others. So but basically, don't isolate, which we tend to do when we're going through hard stuff or we're a bit depressed. Don't isolate, don't turn the phone off, reach out and talk out your emotions and your feelings. Again, write them out, write your emotions and feelings out, okay? So they're lovely because these cards are for me as well as you, okay? So brilliant, you can manifest whatever you want, so do it. But if you don't, if you sit there and, you know, feel crap about yourself, and I can't do this, this isn't going to happen, you're sending out to the universe, it's going to happen, so you're not going to move anywhere further forwards, okay? The resolution of difficulty, so the 10 of Swords, 10 of Winter is basically saying, just hang on, it's going to resolve itself. There's nothing you can do about it, which is exactly what I just said. The 9 of Wands is basically protect the free labours, being ready for possible changes. That's absolutely fine, because retrograde is going to bring change, because it does. As soon as it ends, everything goes back to normal, and that's when things swerve away from what they are at the moment. Unity, do the right thing for yourself. Self-love, which I've just said about. Two of winter, indecision is holding you back. Make the choice for the greater good. That's about putting you first and making decisions for you, not worrying about everybody else, what makes you feel happy. And then the three of winter is reaching out to others, not isolating, and allowing grieving to take its place, but making sure that you do have support for it. So basically those cards are reflected everything I've just spoke about. How brilliant is that? And so those cards, I just think, yep, that's good. I'm loving that. They're there. They've told me to hang on in there. They've told me I can manifest anything. They've made me wary not to be too negative, because obviously I send that out to the universe, and then, you know, once the retrograde ends, it'll still be a bit pants. So it's all about positivity. It's all about using spiritual tools to help you get along, and holistic tools, okay? So I hope that's helped you. It's certainly helped me, because it's almost like I've alleviated a lot of what I wanted to say. It will save me writing loads of it in the soul journal and sharing it with you. You know, good times and bad times. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So I'm going to get on with my soul journal, do the meditation, do my email reading, and then I'll find the next positive thing after that. Okay, and that's what I suggest you do. I know that everybody's busy. I'm lucky. I haven't got kids. I haven't got to run around. But also the opposite to that is that it's lonely. You know, when you're sitting here and you're not feeling great, and you're trying to fight these stupid drugs, and, you know, trying to get over pain here, because I was feeling so good and now I'm not, and you just think, God, am I going in an ME crash? And then you start going down the rabbit hole. Do you know what I mean? The rabbit hole of self-loathing and fear, and, oh my God, am I going back into an ME crash? Am I going to be ill again? And then you start picturing 5 years of being in bed, you know, and I have to stop. You have to stop that. So what I do in my mind is I do a stop with an exclamation mark, and then I think, what shall I do now to detract myself from the fact that I'm spiraling into the rabbit hole of self-pity and, you know, the bad side of the energy, your shadow energy, that's going to come out, and absolutely love every minute of it. And then I do things like this as well. Look, this was quite a good one, actually. There's my little column for this work for December. Right, and I'm thinking, do you know what? You've done really good, Nick. Obviously, my hair's completely different there. Look at me. I really need to update my bloody photographs, don't I? I need to find a photographer. If there's any photographers out there, give me a message or drop me an email. See? So I'm thinking, Nick, you've done it. You've done really well. Be proud of yourself. So just find things to make you feel good about yourself, feel proud about yourself. And even though you look shit, feel shit like I do, it's okay. It will pass. It's how you ride the storm and how you get out the other side to the rainbow that counts. So hang on in there, guys. I'm with you every step of the way. I'm sending a prayer out to all of you after this as well. And I really hope you get through whatever it is you're going through. And as I say, take a sigh of relief on the 20th. Anyway, God bless. Take care. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye now. Oh, and let me know your comments as well. Let me know what you're going through. I would like to know if anybody's going through or experiencing weird stuff with the retrograde, okay? So just let me know in the comments below. Take care. Bye.